Why do I fast? I get this question all the time. Why do you fast? This is the question that people who are seeking truth will ask. Now, there's another group of people, they're convinced that they know what's best, and they'll ask a question like this. Oh, you're doing that starvation thing. Yeah, that's it. The first group of people, they're a pleasure because they want to hear what you've got to say. And the second group, they're just not ready for the truth, so they want to hear you agree with them. I don't have time for that. The first group is going to get this answer that I'm fixing to give you, or a shorter version of it. Let's go back a few years. Not that really many, let's say 100 years. 100 years ago, there were times of feast and there were times of famine. You couldn't get an orange brought to your store in a refrigerated 18-wheeler truck. There were only a few items that were stored and shipped, like grain or rice. Everything else came locally. Even meat had to be shipped alive. It wasn't processed in a plant in Kansas City and then shipped to you frozen or refrigerated. That cow was loaded onto a rail car, and the railroad unloaded it, and a local butcher bought it, and he carved it up, and within a few days it was gone out of his shop, and it was already consumed. Now, eggs, same thing. They came from your own chickens, or they came from the local egg and butter man who came around once a week. And there were times when the crops failed. There was drought. There was other things that would happen, and you'd be hungry for days on end until you were able to locate food, whether that was by trading or buying or harvesting your own. See, I remember my parents talking about stuff like this, and my grandparents. So what did your body do during those lean times? I tell you what it did. It burned fat that it had stored up in the times of plenty. And guess what? You survived. Today, the times of plenty, they just never end. The eating never ends, and we're always in a fat storage mode. And diseases like diabetes and heart disease are at an all-time high. Add to that all the highly processed foods in boxes that are on the shelves and that have been stripped of anything good and substituted with chemicals, and we have the perfect storm of obesity and disease. So we know that we need to get out of that storage mode and stop loading up our fat cells. Because you see, your body's got fat cells from the day you were born. Even skinny people are loaded up with fat cells. You just don't acquire fat cells. They're already there. It's just that on a skinny person, those fat cells are not full up to the top. Stop filling the fat cells. That's the answer. Now, how's the easiest way to stop filling them? Fasting. I've got an acronym for you. SALT. S-A-L-T. Self-activated lean times. SALT. It's so easy. It won't cost you anything. It's free. And how do you acquire self-activated lean times? Fasting. Now do you understand? Good. Let's talk some more about it. That's how you answer them.